All right, today I'm going to show you how to set up an n8n automation for scraping Google Maps. Now, this is a very simple automation, but it has huge potential for lead scraping and lead generation, because if you can get a list of businesses and all their contact information from any city in the world, that is a super useful asset for then reaching out to those businesses to sell them your services. So first I'll show you a demo of the automation. Let's do execute workflow. And it starts out with a form, and we just put in the location. So let's say San Diego, and let's say I want 5 results. Hit submit, and now you can see it kicks off the automation. And I have a spreadsheet here. I already had some data in here, but let's see it fill up live with San Diego. There you go. So now we have our new data. You can see we pulled the address, the name of the business, the phone, the city. So now that we see it works, let's actually build it out. All right, so starting out with a blank workflow, let's add in a form node. We can call it Google Maps. And for our first element, we can do location. Let's do the number of results. And let's do the search keyword. Okay, now I'm gonna execute this now because I want to use the data from here while I'm building my automation. So let's say we wanna do Austin. Let's get 3 results, and let's look for restaurants. Okay, so now you can see I have the JSON of my form submission, and this is gonna be useful when I'm building the next node, because I'll be able to drag and drop this data into the node. So for our next node, it's gonna be the Appify node. And Appify is basically a platform that makes it really easy to use APIs for any kind of data set or tool that you have. So in this case, Google Maps. And we're gonna use the run actor and get dataset node. Now, when you're in Appify, you can just make an account and you can look up the Google Maps actor. And you're gonna go to JSON here, and you're gonna copy and paste this into the n8n. Now you can see it's kind of hard to read, so I would change it to expression and then maximize it with this button here. And now, like I said, we're gonna take our data from our form and we're gonna put this into the JSON so that it actually requests the data that we are looking for. So if we look here, it says location query, right? New York. See how this is hard-coded in right now? We wanna change that with our actual data. So I'm gonna grab location and I'm gonna drag it into this place right here. Then there's also the max crawled places per search. Let's change that to whatever we put in from our form. And then finally, the search string array, so the actual keyword that we're looking for. I'm gonna grab my keyword, put it right there. Okay, so now let's execute this step to see what kind of data we get. Okay, so we have an error. It looks like I forgot to choose the actor. So let's just make sure we choose Google Maps, and let's try again. All right, so let's put in a location. I should have pinned the data of the previous node so that this doesn't run again, but we can just put in a new location. Let's say we want to do New York. Let's get 4 results, and let's look for hotels. Okay, so now we have our data loaded in. You can see it's all here. It's a lot of data. So now how do we get this into a Google Sheet? So let's add in a Google Sheets node. We're going to choose append or update row in sheet. I'm gonna choose my document. I called it Google Maps. Choose your sheet. Now we're gonna map the data from here to the columns we have in our sheet. So I just have the title, address, phone, city. So for title, this is the name of the business. So I'm just gonna drag and drop it over here. Address, and just drag and drop the phone and the city. All right, so now that we've filled in all of our fields, now let's just do a quick test execution of this step. So I'm gonna execute step, and let's see if it updates our sheet. Okay, so now we can see we have some new rows here for the New York query we made, and that's really all there is to it. It's a very simple 3-node automation. So now whenever we submit any query from our form, it's gonna look in Google Maps, and then it's gonna pull all that data into our spreadsheet here.